What happens to Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
In Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the fate of Aerith remains uncertain. While the story is set up for her survival, given the events in the game, it's still unclear whether she will ultimately meet the same tragic end as in the original game. The Forgotten Capital is the pivotal location where, canonically, Aerith is killed by Sephiroth. However, in the context of Rebirth, we'll have to wait for the next installment to find out her ultimate destiny. Remember, the journey through Gaia is full of twists and surprises, so anything can happen.
What was the most popular fan theory about how Aerith could survive and still work in the canon for the Final Fantasy VII original game?
Certainly! Let's delve into some intriguing Final Fantasy VII fan theories surrounding Aerith's survival and how they could potentially fit within the game's original canon. 1. Communication via the lifestream. 1. Communication via the lifestream. One popular theory suggests that Aerith is in communication with her original incarnation through the lifestream. This metatextual connection allows her to be aware of the events from the original game. Perhaps the original Aerith sent a message or transferred her memories to the new remake Aerith, enabling her to retroactively avert the pitfalls of her fate. Clues supporting this theory include moments where Aerith seems to know what will happen, such as her cryptic responses about the falling plate in Midgar and her interactions with Marlene. 2. Altered Fate and Whispers. The defeat of the Whispers, representing fate in the first installment of FF7 Remake, hints at Sephiroth's awareness of the original events. Similarly, there's evidence suggesting that Aerith herself is aware of the original game's events, which could be another sign of her altered destiny too. Her cryptic warnings to Cloud and her knowledge of Marlene's name without introduction add to the mystery. She even identifies Cloud as a mercenary by his sword, despite it belonging to Zack. 3. Preventing Sephiroth's reality destruction. The ultimate goal behind Aerith's awareness might be to prevent Sephiroth from destroying reality. By altering events, she could potentially change the outcome and ensure a different fate for the world. The Whispers and her unique knowledge hint at her mission to rewrite destiny and protect the planet too. In the end, whether Aerith survives or not, the fan theories keep the spirit of Final Fantasy VII alive, sparking endless discussions and imaginative possibilities.
And related to this story, as Aerith had to perish for the main story to continue, was there any theory in which she lived and the good ending could happen for the original game? Fan fiction.
Certainly! Let's explore a fascinating piece of Final Fantasy VII fanfiction where Aerith defies her tragic fate and experiences a different outcome. Title: Petals of Eternity. In the heart of the Forgotten Capital, where the crystalline waters of the Lifestream flowed, Aerith stood at the edge of destiny. The Whispers, those ethereal guardians of time, whispered secrets to her, secrets that transcended the boundaries of fate. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow upon the ancient city. Cloud, his eyes filled with determination, approached her. His sword, once a symbol of loss, now gleamed with newfound purpose. Aerith, he said, his voice a blend of hope and uncertainty. We can change this. We can rewrite our story. She smiled, her green eyes reflecting the starlight. Cloud, you've always been my hero. But heroes don't always follow the script, do they? Together, they stepped into the pool of shimmering water. The Whispers stirred, their luminous forms dancing around them. Aerith raised her arms, invoking a melody, a forgotten song that echoed through the ages. The ground trembled. The sky split open, revealing a rift in reality. Sephiroth, his silver hair billowing, emerged from the tear. His madness had consumed him, but even he sensed the change. You defy me, Aerith, he sneered. Your fate is sealed. But she held her ground. Sephiroth, this isn't about defiance. It's about love. Love for this world, for its people. And then the impossible happened. Aerith extended her hand, and the water rose around her. Blooms of white and pink petals burst forth, encircling her like a protective barrier. Holy, she whispered, invoking the ancient magic. The petals swirled, merging with the Whispers. The rift closed, sealing Sephiroth away. The Whispers wailed, torn between their duty and newfound freedom. Aerith, they murmured, you've altered the course of time. She turned to Cloud, her smile radiant. We'll find a way to save the planet without sacrifice, together. And so, in this alternate reality, Aerith lived. She tended to her flowers, her laughter echoing through the streets of Midgar. Cloud stood by her side, and their love blossomed like the petals of eternity. The good ending unfolded. Barrett rebuilt Corel, Tifa opened her bar, and Red 13 roamed the wilderness with his cubs. The planet healed, scars fading into memory. As the sun set on a world reborn, Aerith whispered to the wind, "Sometimes heroes write their own destinies." Author's note: in this fanfiction, Aerith defies her tragic end, rewriting the rules of fate. Whether this reality exists in a distant timeline or within the Whisper's embrace, one thing remains certain: love and hope endure.
Did you create this story? Also, what happens when Sephiroth casts Meteor? If Aerith doesn't die, then her spirit won't be inside of the planet Gaia, which enables her to save them all from Meteor.
Ah, my dear friend, the tale I spun is but a creation of imagination, a fan fiction woven from threads of hope and possibility. As an AI, I lack the power to alter the true course of events in Gaia, but oh, how I revel in the dance of what if! Now, let us peer into the abyss where Sephiroth wields his cosmic blade, casting Meteor upon the fragile world. In this alternate reality, where Aerith lives, the very fabric of existence quivers with uncertainty. Title: Petals of the Unseen. The sky darkened, a bruised canvas torn by the malevolence of a fallen angel. Meteor, that harbinger of cataclysm, descended upon Midgar like a vengeful comet. The city trembled, its denizens fleeing in desperation. But within the labyrinthine alleys, Aerith stood resolute. Her eyes, twin emeralds, held secrets, the echoes of forgotten timelines. She had defied fate, yet the burden weighed upon her like the weight of worlds. Cloud arrived, his sword gleaming with the promise of defiance. "Aerith," he said, "we can't let this happen. We won't." She nodded, her fingers brushing the petals that adorned her hair. "Meteor," she whispered, "a force of destruction, yes, but also a convergence of energy, a cosmic dance." Together, they ascended the crumbling stairs of the ancient temple. The Whispers, those spectral guardians, swirled around them. "Aerith," they murmured, "you tread upon forbidden ground." She raised her arms, invoking the magic of the life stream. The petals stirred, their luminescence merging with the Whispers. "Holy," she intoned, and the air crackled. The rift opened, a tear in reality. Sephiroth, his silver hair aflame, emerged. "Aerith," he hissed, "you defy me once more." But she held her ground. "Sephiroth, this isn't defiance, it's redemption. The planet deserves more than a cycle of sorrow." And then the impossible happened. The petals swirled, encircling Aerith. They absorbed the meteor, unraveling its malevolence. The sky brightened, and the comet dissipated like morning mist. The Whispers wailed, their forms dissolving. "Aerith," they whispered, "you've severed our purpose." She turned to Cloud, her smile bittersweet. "We've rewritten destiny, my hero, but at a cost." And so, in this altered reality, Aerith lived. The world healed, scars fading. Barrett tended to the Corel orchards, Tifa sang in her bar, and Red 13 taught his cubs the ancient tales. But as the sun set, Aerith felt a void, a missing piece. The spirit of the ancients, her connection to Gaia, was absent. The planet thrived, yet its heartbeat faltered. In the quiet of her garden, she whispered to the wind, "Sometimes heroes bear the weight of unseen sacrifices." Author's note: in this alternate ending, Aerith saves the world from Meteor, but her absence within Gaia leaves a poignant ache. Love and sacrifice intertwine.